OKC. I'm so glad I didn't have to sit there and watch that Somalian pirate, bro. No racial, but I was not trying to see that, bro. I was so sick and tired of seeing that man, bro.
Yeah,
All them
congrats.
lambs that Pacers team sacrificed, bro. I was not trying to have it, bro.
They ran out of goat.
Halliburton was about Halliburton was about to get that final sacrifice. If they had won without Halliburton, I'm throwing all sorts of allegations out there, bro. We saw how what's his name? Siakam was before
Man,
game
he was
6.
eye
Man's
rolling and
eyes
stuff.
rolled to the back of his head. You saw nothing but white before the game. What
Well,
was that?
there was like I saw somebody on TikTok that was like, "You got it, bro. You can have this one."
Mm-mm. Yeah, I was not having it, bro.
Yeah, man. Well, congratulations to OKC. They played well. Uh, I want to see that team come back with no adjustments next year. They were already so dominant. Don't go get no new pieces. Don't start trading people.
They
Just
ain't gonna trade nobody. They're gonna try to run it back.
just run it back. Don't break up anyone on that team. Everyone there is a key piece. So keep doing what y'all doing. Hold on to them to the whatever draft picks y'all got left, and yeah. But congratulations to them.
Yeah,
Now, other stuff has
yeah.
been in.
Halliburton.
Oh,
First, you got to talk about Halliburton, bro. That man tore his Achilles, bro. As soon as I
oh, I
started,
did for. I forgot about that. Yeah,
it's
he
not
did.
official. It's not official, but it's looking like it's a very possible chance, bro.
I mean, when you see a no contact injury followed up with the not returning to the game, usually that's what it is.
And like how it like how the like mechanism for how it looked, it'll look like it was that was an Achilles injury. And this probably was before you watched basketball, but this reminded me very much of when Kevin Durant tore his Achilles in Game 6 of the Finals. I think that was 2019, and it was very similar, bro. Like Kevin Durant had a calf strain, the same as Halliburton did, and he tore his Achilles. So
Yeah, I feel like lower legs are really hard to manage because I don't know. It's kind of they're almost like I wouldn't say that they're like the same size as your bicep. Sometimes it can be bigger, sometimes it can be a bit smaller, but sometimes with smaller muscles like that, even though they're small, they do take a long time to like treat. Like you got to really care for them. So I mean, props to him for playing through it, but at the end of the
yeah,
day, it costed
you
you to
knew the
start.
price.
Yeah, it like you paid the price, and but
Now he's probably gonna miss all of next year,
yeah,
most of next year, if not all. Yeah,
because it's June. Yeah, I would say he's sitting next season because Achilles do take a long time to come back
at
from
least a year.
Unless you get that Aaron Rodgers treatment. But
Aaron Rodgers missed a year. What you talking about? He missed over a year.
when did he come back? He got hurt in
So
the first game. He got hurt
yeah,
week of the
took him a
season,
whole year.
and then he came, but he was still at camp throwing and stuff. It's not like he was doing nothing.
Well, yeah, the head.
He was,
Well, his situation is different. He's not having to do what they
yeah,
do.
yeah. His camp is, yeah. It looks different throwing mechanics. I mean, I guess you can throw little short passes and stuff. You could take really slow drop backs if you really wanted to, but
And
like,
then
yeah. So it's you probably won't see any Tyrese Halliburton next year. Um, and that's going to
crazy
put
thing,
pressure on the Pacers to go and get somebody in the time that he's off. Cause
that or they might try to ride it out.
you think so?
Maybe I don't know. Like they have a lot of contract stuff that they gotta. If I remember correctly, that they got some contract stuff that they're gonna have to lock down for over time. So yeah, like you said, either they can stick and get that contract situated stuff, or they'll have to go out and get somebody. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, but
And crazy
me.
thing is, what are you saying?
No, go ahead. Go
No, I
ahead.
was gonna say the crazy thing is like this is the third like Achilles injury we've seen this playoffs. First it was Damian Lillard, then it was Jason Tatum, now it's what's called Halliburton. And I've seen some people talking about how this is an exact reason why they should shorten the NBA season and stuff and get or give players time like in between like regular season and playoffs. Do you agree?
Yeah, well, yeah, I agree that like shortening the season. No, I don't agree on shortening the season. I feel like the NBA season does have a good length to it. You guys do get quite a bit of off time. You have for a lot of you, you're not making it to June. You're not making playoff runs. So you have a lot of time. So it's like when it was like May playoffs start in May.
Yeah, playoffs start in April.
So April. If you didn't make it to the playoffs, you have from April until the end of October. You have plenty of time to rehab whatever you got going on. Go get it taken care of. That's a very long time. You got 6 months. For those playoff teams who made it deep, OKC, they don't have as long. They have from June until the end of October. So it's like they get 4 months. But it's like I don't think you should be shortening the season. I feel like maybe you should just the league has to come up with some sort of like compromise. Maybe like, oh yeah, players don't have to play this many games to qualify for season awards or something like that. Or like you said, maybe give some more um time in between series. But Damian Lillard was already coming off of an injury. He probably shouldn't have played. Like
Yeah,
he
he
was
had that blood clot issue, if I
yeah,
remember
yeah,
correctly.
he had blood clots in his legs. So it's like I mean, these guys already had some. Jason Tatum, I don't remember if he had something lingering before that,
Jason Tatum didn't really. His was just a that like just out of nowhere.
and and so that's the thing, and you can't sit there and be like, oh yeah, shorten the season. These guys keep getting injured. Some guys
And the
get injured
thing,
on day one, week two. So it's like, you know, I take
and
that with.
this and the thing also the thing is like players back then like in eras before weren't having issues with the 82 games. That's a big thing. So when people whenever somebody says, "Oh, they need to shorten the season," I'm like, bro, I never heard those players back in the day complaining about, "Oh, we have an 82 game season." They managed and found ways to get through. So I don't know why. Like I understand um the way we train our athletes and the way like all sorts of new findings, discoveries that we've made for like recovery. Like take advantage of that stuff, bro. Like there's no reason why we should be trying to make excuses and like and if you go to do like cut the season short, you're not only one of the biggest issues, you're gonna lose money from that. TV
Yep.
deals aren't gonna be as like hot much as they are now. And then also you're gonna have players the contracts are going to be affected especially from that. So players aren't going to be the contracts aren't going to be as massive as they are now, and I'm pretty sure players don't want that.
Yeah, nah. I mean, these guys pay a lot of money in luxury tax too. Like, if you got a
Yeah,
$50 million contract, you're probably bringing home 25 million. And to some people, they're like, "What do you mean they're only bringing home 25 million?" Well, his contract is for about 50, $60 million a year. That's a lot of taxes, and that's only the luxury.
yeah.
Still has to pay taxes to the state and to the federal government. So yeah, that's a lot of money.
And it
So
varies on by the state they play in. So if you
yeah,
put like
New
teams
York,
like California, they're
yep,
gonna be getting hit with a fat
teams,
ass.
New York teams. Um, Apparently the Missouri teams get
There's
hit
no
with quite a
Missouri.
few too.
There's no Missouri NBA team.
No, I'm just talking about like Missouri sports teams in general because Tyreek Hill said that the taxes were higher in Missouri than they were in Florida.
Oh, that's when the St. Louis Rams are there.
Mm, no. Well, okay, so Kansas okay, so maybe Kansas City's in Kansas. My bad. It's in Kansas.
Oh wait,
So
no, it's you're right. Kansas City's and the Kansas Chiefs play in Missouri.
okay, yeah,
I'm
I thought I wasn't okay, I thought I was right. But yeah, like so it also depends on that. So you shorten contracts and then you also got the commissioner who's out here oh, you're gonna sit your whole team or you're gonna make that player sit and we found out it's not for a real injury, you're just giving them rest. Okay, here's a fine. Or like we're gonna give you a
yeah.
stern talk about it. You can't force a team to play a superstar because your ratings are going down. As a commissioner, it's your job to figure out how to get your ratings back up. And you shouldn't be out here worrying about how teams are playing their players because you're worried about your views.
I
Maybe
mean,
I don't
the one thing to go back at that is like there's a lot of people who spend money to go see their favorite players like in person, bro. And just for them to pull up and find out, oh, they're having a what do they call? I can't even remember the term that's used for it. player manage or load management.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, come on, bro. Like, if I spent like, and somebody like me, I don't know if you're in the same boat. I'd rather be someone who's down there, like in the 100 section, 200 maybe, if that. And those tickets are at least like 250 or 300 minimum. So if I'm spending all that money, I want to be able to see my favorite player and see him out there on the floor and not take no time off for some little baby like knick-knack thing that he got. Like, come on, bro.
That's valid, but also don't try to if you're one of those people who like if you really want to bypass that, you have to go to popular matchups. You can't sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, the Washington Wizards are in town. Let's go watch
There's been
our
times
super
where
good team go." You said what?
there's been big matchups. Like I remember there's been times where Kevin Durant and LeBron's team, both their teams were faced off against each other, and they both of them never suited up. I remember there
Hey,
was a stretch we went 3 years that I seen LeBron versus KD. Like
I don't know what to say, but you still get to see those other people that they're playing around with. This was when KD was on OKC.
no Brooklyn Nets.
Oh, then yeah, I don't know. Me personally, I'm not going to a Brooklyn Nets game. I don't care if KD is playing, but oh wait,
Bro, time it was
Kyrie.
KD, Kyrie.
So was Kyrie sitting?
Yeah, it was something. Yeah, something like that. Maybe. I'm just saying, like in
Oh,
general, that was the situation.
my thing is also don't go to regular season games. Go to playoff games.
And them tickets gonna be 4 times as much.
You're complaining about wanting to see superstars play, pay the price, bro. But at the end of the day, I see what you're saying. I'm just playing devil's advocate. Like, I get it. Your superstar might sit the day you decide to take, your son to the game. If
Mm.
I'm being honest, it's whatever, bro. I really don't care that much. Me personally, like, do I go to sporting events? Yeah, but I'm not gonna be heartbroken if I go to a Bulls game and Kobe White's not playing.
I mean,
I'm be
Kobe
heart.
White ain't nothing to worry about though.
See, the thing with
What?
Chicago is
Hey, I
you
want
watch.
Kobe White.
Yeah,
Oh,
the thing is when you're a Chicago sports fan, you kind of choose games where other good teams come into town. And like you're already going to be paying more money for that in general. Only thing where I'll say is I don't mind paying any price for a ticket is a Bears game just because I'm a diehard Bears fan.
fuck the
But
Bears.
when it comes to the White Sox, yeah, I'm gonna pay $100 for a ticket to come watch
You
the
don't even
Yankees.
have to. You gonna have to pay $40 to sit right behind the dugout. That's how bad
No,
they are.
no, that's the thing. So when good teams come into town, the White Sox tickets, there's actually a term for it. Like
I've
it's
seen,
like a
bro. I
it's
looked at the tickets, bro. What's it called? Who was it? It was some team that was one of the best teams in MLB. It was more popular. I looked at the tickets, bro. It was $80 behind the dugout, like 9 rows back from the dugout. I'm like, damn, that's it.
I mean
Any other time,
for a baseball ticket, $80 to me is kind of expensive.
mm, it's way
Like,
cheaper than all the other tickets to games.
but
Footballs.
that's what I'm saying though. Say okay, so say like it's a Tuesday or something, you go to a baseball game, you're not expecting a ticket to run you more than $40. It's a Tuesday. Like, but we're talking about a football game, like that's like the American sport. I know baseball is a big sport in America, but like out of all the sporting events in the United States, sports or football probably has the highest ratings.
Mm, yeah,
So,
that's true. It's
yeah, so
gone down, but baseball rating.
yeah, baseball ratings I don't know what it is, bro. It seems like baseball has hit like a second wave of like popularity. Like I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's how it's being marketed, how it's being played right now, or like even like games like MLB The Show, like it's like I don't know, it's pretty nice. But back on track because I we've we gotten way off track here. Um, KD to the Rockets. How do we feel about that? Your mic is muted.
No, that's what you said.
KD to the Rockets. How do you feel about that?
Uh, that whole trade in general. Shoot, I have mixed reviews on it. It was a ooh,
Okay, so let me ask you this.
it's a
Jalen Green.
it's a stupid trick. Not only Jalen Green, but it's Dylan Brooks too. Like Phoenix Suns have ultimately became shooting guard university or the team of shooting guards, bro. Because I saw the who was it called ESPN or Sports Center recreated. It was like potential starting lineups. They had Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green, and some other. I don't even know who the center they put in the thing or power forward. And I'm just like, what the hell? What team is gonna run four shooting guards? What do you get out of that? Like
Nothing.
that can't work.
You get nothing. Everyone's just going to be passing the ball and looking to chuck up a shot. Like we can't do
Like
this.
And like I understand like Devin Booker in the past before the past year where they had Tyus Young at the point guard, Devin Booker had at times was like running the point and he's does a good job at that at times, but he's a way better two guard than he is a point guard. So
Right.
it's like and one of the things I remember seeing reports were saying is like the Suns were really like big on trying to get a center because they haven't had that like paint presence since they let go of Aiden. So it's like you go and do this. Well, like maybe the 10th round, not the 10th round, the 10th pick in the draft can turn into a big man, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see because the draft is next this upcoming Thursday. But honestly, I don't see like this was just a stupid trade. And then for the Rockets to give up a first round pick, I feel like that's like that first round pick. I don't know. You give up some of your future for a guy, Kevin Durant, who's 36 years old, bro. 36 years old. That's a little too much. Now, if we're talking about a few years ago, I could be a little bit understanding, but 36-year-old Kevin Durant, bro. All it takes is one more injury, and that will just screw up everything.
And then you gave up your best young star. You gave up
Jalen Green.
Jalen
I
Green.
mean, Jalen Green is a little inconsistent. That's the one thing. I don't.
But he's got
We
the potential.
potential, yeah, but we saw how he played in the playoffs this past year, bro. The man was like nowhere to be found against the Warriors.
That's valid. And that's all a part of growth. How long has Jalen Green been in the league?
I think this was his third year,
So yeah, I
third or
mean,
fourth year.
third year. I mean, you would expect a little bit more, but I mean, I wouldn't give up someone young like him for Kevin Durant. They would have had to get somebody else out of me. I would have told them Sengun and Jalen Green are not a
Singing
part.
would not be moved, bro. I'm Singing is the future for the Rockets. He's untouchable. In my opinion, it would have had to been like Jabari Smith, maybe.
That's what I was thinking, like Jabari Smith or something like that. But I mean, if I'm the GM of the Rockets, I'm saying Jalen Green and Alperen Sengun are not. They're not on the table. You can have whatever else you want, but you can have Fred VanVleet. You can have them, take them, but you can't have Jalen Green. You can have Dylan Brooks too. I
Yeah,
mean,
since y'all want to have a bunch of guards so bad.
right?
But
Like,
and the thing I've seen something saying that the Suns are looking to move Bradley Beal even more now, and it's like, how are you gonna trade Bradley Beal, bro? This man has one of the hardest like contract contract wise, he has one of the hardest contracts to trade because he has that no trade clause. So even if you find a team that can is willing to give you something decent in return, he can simply just be like, no, I don't want to. And I kind of want to circle back to what Stephen A. Smith had said previously earlier in the season. Why are you wanting to stay on a team that literally is done things to make it known that they don't want you there? Go ahead and leave there and try to do something to help rebuild your value or whatever. You're not going to win in Phoenix and they don't want you to play there. So,
yeah, I agree. I don't think he should stay there. Especially if they making it obvious that they don't want him there. I really don't even think he really wants to be there. I think he wants them to trade him eventually. Cause it's just like, I don't know. You could tell when someone's like happy on the team. I really just don't think he just don't really look happy there, bro. Like,
mm,
so
yeah,
uh,
that's stupid as hell.
cease and desist filed
Bro,
on
oh yeah.
wait, what is cease and what Angel Reese
So,
for what is this? What sports book was this?
This was Game Time, I think.
Okay.
Game Time Sports Book. They had a prop up for Angel Reese to miss her first shot, bro. They had a prop for the people to take bets on her missing her first shot. And I always remember I seeing compilations, bro, of hella people hitting that, bro. Cause she's not. Let's be honest. There's no hate to WNBA players. Angel Reese can't shoot like that. So dudes was profiting off of this, and you already saw that she had filed what's that thing called um for like a trademark? Yeah, trademark Mebounds. And after she trademarked that, they got hit with the cease and desist, and they can't. They had to remove that prop off their app.
B bounds?
Me bounds.
Me bounds? She trademarked me bounds like she owns like I get my own rebound.
Yeah, I guess because people were saying that's what her stats me bounds because she be bricking and getting her own rebound.
Wow. Hey,
What?
I looked at the stat sheet today. Shorty had 19 rebounds. You know what was funnier though? Guess how many
What?
field goal attempts she had?
Four.
11.
Oh,
No, so if you put those numbers together for each missed shot, she got her own rebound.
mm-mm. What are your true thoughts on Adrian Reese?
I think she needs to work harder in the off season. That's what I truly think. I think, I sorry it's taking me a long time to get this out, but I don't want to like say anything that's rude to nobody. I think that I'm not gonna say she doesn't take it seriously, but I don't see any like fruits of labor coming from her work in the off season. I see nothing different. Nothing. Like you your handles are I'm sorry, your handles are bad. Your handles are really bad. Your paint moves, they're bad. You
Oh yeah,
cannot
there's
you
oh
can't you can't make layups. You're one of the tallest girls in there. Every time you walk on the court, you are one of the tallest girls on the court. You are
you're
six.
she a forward for them like you said.
Like you need to learn paint moves. You're not gonna be you're gonna get left behind in this, and it's hard not to compare the two. But this Caitlin Clark versus Angela Reese thing, you're going to get left behind. Like
She
you
needs to
two would,
forget that. I feel like she's too focused on that. That's one thing.
and that's the thing. And it's like I get it. I get it if that's like something that's living rent free in your head. Who doesn't? You're constantly getting compared to someone who was in the same like class as you. Like you guys played each other, and it was obvious. It's too obvious. Everyone's comparing y'all. You need to get that out of your head. You need to get in the gym. I see Caitlin Clark throwing up 1,000 shots in the gym with her dad. I don't see you doing anything, bro. I see you on
And
podcasts with Zach.
Angel Reese might be doing that, but to be honest, bro, the one thing I kind of want to go off of what you said, bro. There's no reason why she should be shooting as bad, bro. Her shooting stats, bro. If I remember correctly, her shooting stats are like 35%, bro. If an NBA player, if a big man in NBA had 35% shooting, bro, they're kicking his ass out of the league, bro. He either getting sent down to the G League or we sending him to the Shanghai Sharks. That's literally the only two places he'd be going. That's inexcusable, bro. Especially
It's
for somebody who was a first round pick and is so highly touted. Like, there's only so much. Like, maybe because the WNBA is kind of like still trying to. She's a bigger name in the WNBA, so they're not gonna try and get rid of her. But like, if she didn't have that, I feel like there's a chance she's gone, bro.
But yeah, if she wasn't Angel Reese, if she was anyone else, she would not be playing professional women's basketball. Her stats just aren't there. Like I saw her play against Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner was eating her alive, bro. She was defenseless. It was like a cheetah versus a gazelle. She was defenseless. And it makes me mad because I am a Chicago Sky fan and I like to see Angel Reese do good. I like to see Caitlin Clark do good too. Paige Buchers, all of them. But she upsets me to the point where it's hard to watch because she will be
Oh,
standing 2 feet from the rim and she will bounce it off the back of the backboard so hard. Find
literally,
off touch, find a finger roll. Find something that you can work with so that you
I
don't have
don't,
to put up with this anymore.
I don't
I
know about a finger roll is more of a layup thing. The issue for me is like, bro, she'll have the ball, bro. She'll have it down in the paint. She'll have like three people surrounding her. She'll choose to go up and try to shoot that, brick it multiple times. Kick the damn ball out, bro. If we're
Yes,
gonna
bro,
be
kick out. Kick it out. Bro, I've been to multiple Sky games. She's been doing it ever since she's got in the league. She hasn't
real,
changed. It's getting frustrating to watch. And my thing is it's like the coach also needs her ass kicked. I'm sorry. I don't like to like I would say it if it was a
fired
male.
her coach from last year.
Clearly, the next coach still doesn't know what she's doing. They're 3-10. So who else are we firing now? You can't fire the owner. They own it. So I don't know who you get next. Who's the next scapegoat? At some point, you have to hold her responsible for this. If I was the coach, nah, bro. You're not leaving the gym until I see you make 100 layups. I want you to, like, I'm holding three more girls over after. Both of you guys, I want you guys to triple team her, bro. Triple team her right underneath the basket. I want to see her make 10 before she leaves. I want to see her make 20 before she leaves. Go make somebody stand out at the three. At practice, y'all need to be practicing that, bro. Angel, you're surrounded by three people. Kick it out. If you can't do that, you're sitting next game. Like it's at this point, it's just like, and people wonder why, like the WNBA players don't get paid the same. The caliber of play is not the same. If you had a league full of Caitlin Clarks, yeah, you guys would be making you got your guys' contracts would be at least $1 million, but they're not.
Yeah,
So
and
it's
that's no
like
shade to them.
it's
It's just like
it's
Caitlin Clark, like her play is like what we see from guys, bro. It's
yes,
like if you're not gonna have the dunking, at least kind of like have the skill set of what she has. And that's not saying they're not skilled. Aja Wilson is good in her own her own her own way, and she's able to dominate the game. But you don't see that from plenty of other like a lot of players.
there's maybe a few players that are worth if WNBA was getting paid like NBA, AJ Wilson is definitely worth the supermax contract. A WNBA supermax put it in the same terms. Caitlin Clark is worth the I, I wouldn't say supermax yet just because she's still in her rookie seasons, her early contract seasons. Um, Sabrina Ionescu,
Mm.
Stewie. Don't do Sabrina like that, bro.
Sabrina ain't she ain't worth no supermax, bro.
All right, we won't call it a supermax. We'll say Stewie though. Stewie's a dog, bro. She's a dog. So it's like I don't know the caliber of play, like Kelsey Plum, like these girls have high calibers of play. Like these girls, they play at a really like good level. So it's like I don't know. That's just another thing. But yeah, I mean, you're mad that people are sitting here saying that you get your own rebounds, but they're not telling you lies. They're not making stuff up about you. You do that. So I mean, if that
Yeah.
was Dennis Rodman, we'd be saying the same thing. But it's not. Dennis Rodman could go out there, put up 0 shots, and still walk out with 22 rebounds.
People had the nerve to sit up there and compare Angel Reese to freaking Dennis Rodman. I was like, dog, don't ever disrespect that man, Dennis Rodman.
That is disrespect. That's disrespect, bro. I'm
Those
sorry.
two names do not belong together at all, bro. No bullshit.
We're not gonna we're not gonna put the greatest rebounder of all time next to the greatest me bounder of all time. Ooh, shit. Nah, we not doing that.
Mm-mm.
We're not doing that.
Hell
Um,
no.
you
All
wanna move on?
right,
You wanna go to
moving
NFL?
on to NFL. I just wanted to ask you. I just wanted to go over and ask you how you feel about Caleb Williams making a comment about the Packers sucking. Hmm.
Caleb, we haven't made the playoffs yet, dog.
All right. All right.
I'm gonna remain humble on this one. My
All right.
thing is, it's a rivalry, so he's not gonna be like, yeah, they clap us every year. Like no one's gonna,
No, keep it truthful. Don't sit up. Don't get up there in an
that
interview and
would
be like, oh yeah, we suck.
yeah,
Like I
nah.
ain't.
That'd be like the Yankees being like, oh yeah, like the Red Sox, like they kick the shit out of us all the time. Like no one's gonna do that. It's
Like,
like that's like the Cubs and the White Sox saying like, "Oh yeah, we respect them." No, it's a rivalry. There's not supposed to be any respect. I mean, there could be respect to the point of like, yeah, we play at the same level, but it's like, nah, fuck them, fuck them. We don't
yeah,
like them.
somebody forgot to tell him that they haven't had a win up until this year. They went 6 years without getting a win against us. So
New era, bro.
new era, quarterback still gonna get clapped.
Hey, Caleb's record against Chicago is 1-1,
It don't matter.
or against Green Bay is 1-1. So new era, bro.
He's
And
still gonna
also,
be.
he hasn't played like bad against y'all. He had completion ratings of over or completion percentages of over 70% in both of the games. Not a single turnover to the Packers yet. Only one touchdown pass. I would like to see that category get boosted up there a little bit. No interceptions, no fumbles. He had a 70-yard rushing game on 9 carries.
Yeah,
QB rating of 85.2 or 85.9 in that first game. That's actually pretty good. So I mean, hey, he plays against the Packers well, and I like that he has that competitive spirit when it comes to the rivalry games. He brings it against the conference. So, but yeah, I mean, if you're gonna say Packers suck, bro, we better go 2-0 this year because
you better. Otherwise, you not gonna hear it from the end of us Packers fans. And speaking of that, I want to ask your opinion because I was watching some lists. I don't know, came across some lists on TikTok of this one person. And it had like a bunch of people going over it, and apparently some people agree. They had it was talking about running backs wise. They had not Jacob Wilson. I was thinking of baseball. They got Josh Jacobs outside the top five running back slot. Do you agree or disagree with that? Keep in mind, this man Josh Jacobs was number
oh,
three.
trust me, I know, I I know, trust me. Derrick Henry, I don't
Saquon,
even want. Yeah, Saquon. There we go. Derrick Henry, Saquon.
and that's about it. There's nobody else that I can really be like, oh yeah, I'm putting him above Josh Jacobs because not only was Josh Jacobs third in rushing yards, or he was top three in rushing yards, but he also gets involved in the pass game. So it's not like he's a one-dimensional running back.
Yeah, he's not one. He's not one dimensional. The only one I would say like the only other person I would bring into contention with Josh Jacobs, and I feel like it's a valid argument.
Oh shit!
Jameer Gibbs,
I still had Josh Jacobs above Jameer Gibbs.
and I'm gonna say it's like it's close. I'll respect Jacobs in the fact that he's a more seasoned vet. I would say Josh Jacobs is
Jameer
here.
Gibbs can pass him, but
I would say
he's
Jameer
got,
Gibbs is like he's getting, for this guy, he exploded on the scene. So it's like he showed that, hey, I don't have to hide behind David Montgomery. I could be that starting back that day, and I'm still make you feel it. You're gonna see it. So I mean,
and
hey,
they had Bijan Robinson ahead of Josh Jacobs. I'm like, I like Bijan. Bijan has potential to be a top running back in the league, but he's not top three. He's not top three material yet.
I'm not gonna sit here and say Bijan is top three, and simply because he doesn't get utilized properly.
Mm.
He does not get utilized properly. He doesn't get the usage that he should, and it's like it's sad to see. Uh, they do him wrong, bringing in Tyler Algier at the goal line and stuff. Boy, that's disrespectful.
Oh my, I forgot about that.
I can't stand that they do that, and that's why they're keeping him. They're keeping him from the success that he deserves. Tyler Algier, no disrespect to you, but I wouldn't pick you as my goal line back.
Bro. And then on this other list, they had freaking Justin Herbert is number six QB in the league. Um, I feel
Lamar,
like the hype
Lamar, Mahomes,
Lamar Jackson. Oh yeah, you already said Lamar, Joe
Lamar,
Burrow.
Allen, Burrow.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I'd probably take Jordan Love. I'm not even trying to be biased. I take Jordan Love over
I would inter
Justin.
I feel like to me Jordan Love and Justin Herbert are like interchangeable. Like they're tied. And then the reason I'm saying they're tied is because like Jordan Love in his short time in Green Bay, he's done really well. So it's like
Jalen
Herbert.
Hurts.
Oh yeah, I'm forgetting about Jalen Hurts. So yeah, no, Justin Herbert might be at 6 or 7.
And then Geno Smith, I might get some hate for this, but I'd take Geno Smith over Justin Herbert. Don't do that. Geno Smith is a good quarterback, bro.
Okay.
All right. He gets way more hate than he really should.
I'm not hating him. I'm not taking him over Herbie.
I would.
Not taking him over Herb.
Herbert gonna have to show me something, bro.
Jay Herbo. What do you mean he's gonna have to show you something? Bro's been slinging that rock like he's a
He's
crack
been
deal.
slinging it, pause, but he ain't been like he's not top flight, bro. When he's literally 2 years ago, people were talking about, oh yeah, he's a potential. He's gonna be the next great quarterback. He's gonna be top three in the league. I haven't seen that, bro. I understand like a few years ago or this past season, he lost his weapons and Keenan Allen and Mike Williams and stuff, and he didn't have as many weapons as he usually had, but he still wasn't really doing much. Like that make me go like, yeah, he's top three in the league and stuff.
He
Or
still
top
passed for
five.
38. He still passed for over 3,800 yards, and he only had 3 picks.
But yeah, but that playoff game against the Texans, that was an ugly.
Yeah, they got BTA, bro. 4 picks.
I mean, I will admit some of those picks weren't like his fault, but still, it was like it wasn't a that performance wasn't pretty.
Oh, pretty. It was far from that. It was
And
very
then
far from pretty.
and the last thing I want to ask you about this list, this atrocious list that I came across. Now I don't know why people was all over it. They had well two things. They had freaking Rasheed Rice ranked as the number 8 wide receiver in the league, and Darius Slay is a top 10 corner. First of all, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Darius Slay, his old ass is done, bro. He's still good. Top 10 corner in the league. I'm sorry, no,
I'm taking
no.
Cooper DeJean over him, boy.
That's ridiculous, bro. And then Rasheed Rice. Y'all talking about wait, wasn't he the one who was speeding too? We talking about speed racer out here, top 8, bro. No, what has Rasheed Rice done in the league to be considered a top 10 wide receiver, bro?
He's definitely not. I wouldn't say he's top 10
You can say
because
top 20. I'll say top 20, but top 10 is ridiculous. That's
yeah.
reserved for like the superstars and everything.
When I think of like top 10 Jettas,
Chase,
Jamar,
CD,
yup,
AJ
CD,
Brown.
AJ Brown. Shoot, I'm even taking Skinny Boy over him. What's his name over there in Philly? Huh? Devontae Adams. I also take Devontae Adams. I'm taking Zay Flowers over Rasheed Rice.
And you can't forget Amon Ra.
I'm on Ra right there. We already naming a whole bunch of dudes. Like
Literally.
he's not eighth best. Far from it. You could call Amon Ra a slant warrior all you want. He'll still put up numbers on your favorite team any Sunday of the week.
Literally.
So
And we can't you forgetting Mike Williams too. I'm not Mike Williams, Mike Evans.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
what do you mean, Mike Williams?
Yeah.
I was like, hold on, you get out your body now.
Yeah. Nah. Mike Williams far from it, bro.
Yeah.
Um Stan bro. Your favorite quarterback out here
He
speeding.
acting up, bro. He acting up, bro. Don't worry, I talked to my twin. He said he gonna lock in, bro. I talked to my twin. He
But
said he gonna
they
lock
said
in.
that man was going. They said that man was going 40 over. He was going like 100, like something, in
He
a
was going like 100. He was going like 104 or something like that.
60 mile per. Like damn, bro.
And when I saw that, I was like, okay, it's a big deal because it's him. But
Yeah.
I be on 80 going 100 in my little Nissan Altima. I be
But but one thing I want to know, bro, what was law enforcement thinking when they was like, you know what? Let's give him a $250 ticket. What that man gonna look at that shit and go like,
this is why
man.
young dudes don't learn. This is why they keep killing people. This is why.
Y'all ain't learned from Henry Ruggs, bro. Y'all like if
They
y'all
don't
want these eight players to stop, you gonna have to throw the book at them, bro. Not
yeah,
saying you, but you gonna
like
hit their ass with a hefty fine, bro. Hit him with like a 20, 50K fine. He a rookie, bro.
I think
That that man gonna feel it.
they would have to adjust it. And that's why like I've seen people like not economic, but I've seen like people say like okay, like if people adjusted ticket prices according to people's income, then like it would be more fair, you know what I'm saying? Like someone who only
Yeah,
makes 30K a year, like okay, your ticket price, like if you only make 30K a year, your ticket will be like 200 or like 100 or something like that. If you making multi meals, if I catch you speeding like that, I'm gonna need about 10 bands about you, bro. I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need that. That's going right into the police fund, the firefighter fund, the kids who can't afford stuff at school fund. But you charging millionaires, and I don't care if I do like the player, bro. That fine needs to be hefty. And the only
yeah,
way it's gonna be able to get done, I feel like, because laws take too long to get passed, the commissioner's gonna have to he's gonna have to call a coaches meeting and like he's gonna have to be like, look, this is what I'm about to do. We get any reports of your players doing something like this, I'm finding them and I'm finding you. I'm bringing all the owners together. I'm like, so y'all better get it together because I'm done with this. Makes the league
yeah.
look bad. And you know who else it makes look bad,
The
bro?
Sanders family.
The Sanders family, and because everybody who keeps committing these crimes is they I'm not even trying to be racist, but it's like you know it's true, bro. Every single
More
time.
magnified. It's not when it's not that it's we do it more. It's more magnified.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Yes, I'm not saying we do it at a rate, but the league is full of young black men, and you see that every time it's an NFL star, boom, young black man's face right there on TV, boom, right there on
Mm,
Sports Center, IG. So it's like we've talked about this before with other players like Anthony Edwards and the whole baby situation. Bro, you're supposed to be a role model for other young black men in your community, your age.
mm.
You just gotta act smarter, bro. But I mean, hey, I'm sitting here, you gotta act smarter, but I've done the same thing he's done. I can't judge anybody.
You
Only
got a
thing is,
ticket before
no, I never
speeding?
gotten it. Yeah, only difference between me and him is he can afford the ticket and he got caught. I I can't afford the ticket and I didn't get caught.
You outran the cop and took him on a speed chase?
Nah, I ain't doing that, my boy. I'm getting right. There was one time I passed a state trooper going about 100. I I automatically I was like, look, I ain't even gonna make you come and find me, bro. I'm about to get over it right now. Maybe you might let me go. He didn't come and get me though, so it was like, all right, bet. But I immediately started getting over to the shoulder. I was like, yeah, you got me.
Yeah,
You got
almost got caught. I was riding called Jalen one time. We was going to do some stuff for baseball, and I was flying down 80, bro. We on our way to the facility. I was just driving. I think no, it wasn't raining. It was cloudy one day, and I just was speeding, bro. And I look over, just so happened to see that there was a cop just sitting in that little set middle air section between both highways, and I'm like, oh shit. So I slowed down a little bit to see like, all right, maybe he didn't realize or he wasn't gonna do nothing. I look in my rear view mirror. That man makes a whole U turn, the face the other way and starts going behind me, and I'm like, oh damn. So I immediately get off. Like, luckily our exit was close. This man got off the highway and followed me damn near all the way to the facility. I'm like, damn, bro, it ain't that serious.
he probably like just wanted to. He probably didn't clock you, but he saw you, so he probably like
Yeah,
started running. He started running your tags and stuff to see if you had anything else. But if your tags was clean, he was like, I ain't even got no proof he was speeding. I just saw it blow by. Like I just heard it. Like so.
yeah.
But hey, you know,
It is what it is.
he'll
At
get
the
it
end of
together.
the day, Jair Alexander, not Jair. That was the next name. Sanders gonna have to do better, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Jair Alexander, I think I called it, or I had said something, or not even. I put that as a suggestion. Is him going to the Ravens?
I
That's
had
going.
said I was like he's gonna go to the Super Bowl contender. He gonna
Oh yeah,
go.
there was a no question. That was a no brainer. Because like one, he just was him pairing up with Lamar Jackson. I'm not surprised, especially since they both were teammates at Louisville. So that just
Mm.
was an extra incentive. And then you go to a lockdown like team in secondary with Marlon Humphrey. I can't.
That
Damn, I'm over.
Hamilton dude, I don't remember his first name.
I think it's Kyle.
Kyle Hamilton.
You got Roquan Smith as a linebacker. You got Kyle Van Noy. That defense is just loaded, bro. Now, if they can get like a great, like a semi decent pass rush, bro, that defense gonna be lethal, bro. It's gonna be like the early.
Miles Garrett shouldn't have sat there and stayed at Cleveland. But I
Miles
don't know if
Garrett
they can
should get
afford
signed.
that. I don't know if they can
Um,
afford that.
shoot, they probably with how bad the Browns are, they probably would have traded him for Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews can go drop some balls in meaningless football games now. I
I feel
still
so
ain't for,
bad, bro.
I still ain't forgive that man for dropping that ball, bro. He had it multiple. There was multiple times he messed up, dropped the ball, and let the Chiefs win the game, bro. I know that
That's
was against the Bills.
that was
Yeah, that was
against
against
the
the Bills.
he dropped a 2 point conversion and a touchdown.
The 2 point conversion to send it to OT, bro. They was crucifying that man in the comments, bro.
Bro,
I,
Chiefs fans donated to his charity like 25 grand, bro.
yeah, I hope that man don't
Or
go
no,
to prison, bro.
Bills
Hope he
fans.
don't. Hopefully he don't go to prison, bro. Because if he probably gonna be dropping that soap like he dropped that ball. It ain't gonna be a good thing for him.
Nah, that's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That dude's pretty big. I'm not about to try to step to Mark Andrews.
Big dudes get took in jail too.
Stepping to Mark Andrews, bro. He'd probably be liked in there. In a Baltimore prison, they'd probably like him, bro. They'd probably like
You playing right into it, bro. Talking about they talking about
him.
they like him. They definitely will like him.
No, like as a person, like they probably wouldn't like try to mess with him like that. He probably wouldn't be in a regular prison, no way. He'd probably be in one of those like those luxury prisons where they send the famous people and stuff.
Yeah. All right. And the last thing switching over that I was gonna cover was the John Jones fight. Or not John Jones fight, but like your thoughts on John Jones. I can't remember if you said like what are your thoughts about his retirement and everything? And the whole situation that went through like Tom Aspinall.
So what was the situation with Tom Espinal?
He kept like so John Jones was a heavyweight champ and he held the belt and he kept pushing off like the fight and everything and it would have been different if Tom Aspinall had some people to fight, but he had went through the division. He was ranked number one, and the only person ahead of him was John Jones. So John Jones was holding the belt and everything, just not really engaging in fight talks and everything until like he retired, and now that championship belt just goes straight to Aspinall.
Hey man, sometimes fighters are done. You know how much it takes to be an MMA fighter? And I'm not even talking about just physically. I'm talking about mentally. Like that is torture, bro. Those guys like I feel like at first it starts out for a love of the game, and then after that it turns into the love for the money. But like maybe he was just done. Was he
Was
still
it?
fight? Was he dodging Espinal but taking fights from other people?
No, he wasn't fighting anybody. He was just
Yeah,
inactive.
he was
And
done.
John Jones is 37, 30. Yeah, he's 37. So pretty much I'm not really surprised that he might be wanting to just call it quits maybe,
Because that's
especially after the way his career is. He's regarded as a some people regard him as a GOAT of
yeah.
all time for in the UFC. One of the greatest he for sure is one of the greatest fighters to ever fight.
I mean,
So
yeah, man. I mean, for him it's like I'm done. And I never been a fighter, but I was a wrestler and I could respect like the mindset it's kind of like I wouldn't take a fight that I really don't even want to do. Because why would I go out there and fight? I don't even really want to fight. People are just pressuring me to fight, and I'm thinking about retiring anyway. I'm about to just go ahead and retire. Like at that
Yeah.
point, the check, and I feel like cage fighting and boxing and stuff like that. Yeah, you could do it for the love of the money, but you really gotta want to go out there and fight, like use your skills. If you don't want to do that, you're gonna get hurt. And he's 37. He's already taken
Mm.
damage.
And
You
he's
know, it's
already and he said like he was making more money just doing other things besides just fighting. So
yeah. I mean, I don't think he's any less of a fighter, or his career gets tarnished in any way, shape, or form. So
yeah.
I mean, Espinal kind of just missed out. Bro's not in his prime anymore. But
He's still
hey,
like if he wanted to, I feel like he would. I feel like he'd beat Aspinall. Not gonna lie.
I just feel
Not,
like it's different with MMA than it is for boxing. I feel like MMA is more demanding.
you got to know like all sorts of different
You got to keep up.
lifestyles, and then you
Yeah,
got to be able to defend every single one.
it's not just keeping up with your hands. You got to keep up with your grappling. You got to keep up with your jiu-jitsu. Like you got to keep up with
Um,
everything, bro. There's so much to keep up with. Boxing, it's these.
just
You got to
straight
keep up with
going.
this. But like, I don't know. I just feel like UFC MMA is way more demanding than it. I won't say way more, but it's more demanding than boxing. So,
Yeah. All
but
right.
like, yeah,
That's pretty. Yeah. Well. Anyways, uh, the upcoming days we'll see how the NBA draft pans out. Maybe we might see a shocker and uh Cooper Flag maybe not be drafted number one. Most likely he will be drafted to the Mavericks, but we'll have baseball going on and then some more stuff with basketball. We'll have the more reports with Halliburton's injury and everything come out. So y'all go ahead, stay tuned. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you get notified whenever we drop a video. Um, I'm Braxton, and I'm here with Tony, and this has been the Keep It Pushing podcast, and we out.